Kid Cudi, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing today?
I'm fantastic. I feel really good. It's been crazy the past couple months. I've been filming. I filmed this movie that is really fucking gnarly, and I just wrapped last week. And yeah, so now I'm like back into work mode on the album and the memoir.
I was about to say, I'm like, wait, now you're throwing another curveball. I'm like, you're so fucking busy. I was like, you've had the most insane summer. You're going to continue to have an insane summer. You got married.
Yes.
Congrats.
Thank you.
So we have a wedding.
Yeah.
We have an album. And we have a memoir.
Yeah.
Do you sleep? Like, what's going on?
I do find time to sleep.
Okay.
I do. People don't understand when I do, but I do.
Right. It happens at some point.
Yeah.
We'll
definitely.
never know.
Yeah.
What do people close to you call you? Like, are people calling you Cudi? Are people calling you Scott?
No, I introduce myself to people as Scott.
Does your wife call you Scott?
We have pet names. She never says Scott, actually.
Give me one pet name.
Yeah, it's always Babe or Booski or something like that.
Booski. Yeah. Oh, that's cute. Okay, what should I call you today?
You can call me Scott.
Scott.
Yeah. You know, I feel weird introducing myself as Cudi.
Have you thought about, would you ever drop the kid?
I have thought about that.
Talk to me about it.
You know, I was thinking a couple weeks ago, I was talking to my good friend Jean-Baptiste, and I was like, man, you know, it would be so cool if I just like started a band, like, and just did like alternative, trippy, psychedelic shit, like real experimental, and just like it was just me and some other dudes in the band, and you know, I went by Cudi rather than Kid Cudi, you know.
What if you went full off the reservation and went Scott?
Yeah,
you just went Scott. You're like, what's up, everyone? It's Scott.
I don't know how cool Scott sounds, you know.
It's a little different than Cudi.
Yeah.
But like, you could make it have a ring to it. I agree it's a departure, but maybe one day you'll come out with a band.
Yeah. Or maybe I'll go by Scotty or something.
Because I feel like you have to have a little bit of differentiation between your home life and the people that know you and get to call you Scott.
Yes.
You have really good fashion. I feel like everyone kind of knows that. Talk to me about your fashion, like how it's kind of evolved.
Oh man, I feel like now, you know, because I say maybe last year in the from 2020 to 2024, I was just really big on like colors and, you know, dyeing my hair different colors and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure everybody saw that. I was dyeing my hair every 2 weeks in different colors, and now since I turned 40, I've been like trying to find a balance of just like real casual, but like rock star.
I see this all
you know what I'm saying? Right? Yeah. And then like my shoes are all dirty and like, you know, not so polished, and I love buying vintage. I don't really go and buy new shit because I hate like wearing something and then seeing another motherfucker in it. And you know, like with rappers, it's all about like who has it first. You know what I mean? So they do these fit pics on their IG, and it's like such a thing, you know? And like, I just, you know, I love, you know, buying vintage because you can kind of be unique and also when you're shopping and you're buying vintage, like it's like you never know what's gonna fit you, you know, and that's how I really get lucky with these leather jackets. Everywhere I go, it's like I can find one that's like really good, you know. And I have a secret spot in Paris that I get all my leather jackets from.
Wow, you're gatekeeping over here.
I'll tell you off the air.
Okay, fair.
I'll tell you off the air.
Come on.
Sure.
Thank you. Come on. Lola would approve. What is your biggest fashion mistake? Like, what did you use to wear that you're like, what the fuck was I doing?
I don't think I've had any fashion mistakes. I'm pretty, like, when I see old fit pics of me and stuff like that, I'm kind of like, oh, that was a good day.
You're proud.
Like, you know.
How do you feel about the fedoras? Would you ever bring it back?
I might.
Really?
I might. Because that's actually a good idea. It might be nice to bring back the fedora.
You think, though?
It could. I could pull it off. I could wear anything.
That's fair. Do you think your wife would like the fedora look?
I think she would be into it.
Okay.
Yeah, because she trusts me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like,
she
you're
knows
not
I'm
going to
always,
make it. Yeah.
She knows I'm always going to show up and like show out.
I agree with you. There's some people that can literally put anything on and they just like have the aura that they can pull it off. Some men in a fedora, Scott, it wouldn't attract the ladies. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't make them feel like, oh, I want to get that. So I agree with you. Like maybe you can pull it off and maybe you'll bring it back.
Yeah, I would do it in a way where like even if I had a fedora on with this outfit, it could work. You know what I mean?
With the joint.
Yeah,
with the Solomon.
I mean, because this was my look back in like 2008, 2009. Like I used to wear the fedora all the time. That was like my thing.
You're going to bring it back. Talk to me about, obviously the internet is absolutely obsessed with you and Timothée Chalamet's friendship. They're like obsessed with you guys being friends. It's actually very cute. What is his best quality as a friend to you?
You know, the best quality about Timmy is that he's super genuine. Timmy is always Timmy with me, not the Timothy that people know and they see in the movies. You know, like when he's with me, we'll be sitting sometimes and like he's such a fan that he'll like you remember this? And start playing some shit that I released in like 2008. Like, this is a freestyle you put out. And I'll be like, damn, I haven't heard this in 15 years. And like, he just supports me and, you know, acting and music. And he's just a good listener. And like, I remember one New Year's, like 2020, he came over my house and it was just me and him. And we just rang in the New Year together, you know, just like, it was so dope. And like, he's just a really good dude, you know, and I don't have a lot of like people in the business that I'm that close with, you know. It's just over the years I realized that, oh, okay, these are industry friendships and I have real friendships and Timmy is not an industry friendship. Like, we are real friends. I've been to his childhood crib, like met his dad, you know, like hung out, like saw his old bedroom that he grew up in. You know what I mean? Like, he still had everything in the same place.
So many women are like, I'm so fucking jealous of you right now, Scott. God damn it. Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah, but he was like, this is why I listen to Man on the Moon 1. And I sat at this desk and just listened day in, day out. And it was so cool to just kind of see, you know, his world. And but he's just a really good friend, and he's always been there for me. And, you know, I like to send him records before I release them, right? And like, I sent him this one. He was in Italy, so this is how cool of a friend he is. He came to Italy to visit me when I was shooting "We Are Who We Are" with Luca, right? And he stayed at the villa. I had an extra room, so he stayed with me at the villa, right? And like, I played him like some songs from my album Intergalactic, like maybe like a year before it came out. And I played him Willing to Trust. And he just started bawling. Like, he was like, it made him so emotional, you know? And that, and you know, Timmy always likes my stuff, but there's a range in like his reaction. Like, sometimes he'll be vibing and be like, oh, this is dope, this is dope. And then sometimes he'll just get the fuck up and just really be going crazy and like, oh shit, you know what I mean? So this was another one of those moments where I knew, and that song is probably the illest song from Intergalactic, you know?
Well, it's cool to hear you talking about industry relationships, and obviously publicly it could look like an industry friendship, and then hearing you say you have a personal relationship that's way beyond just like a industry relationship is cool, because I know, which I want to get to with your memoir, like through your childhood, you had a lot of like lonely moments, and even hearing you say like you don't have that many friends in the industry, I usually think is a big positive sign when I meet someone, because I think if you're just like kind of whoring yourself out to everyone and you're like a man of the people, I feel like it's like, how is that genuine, and how do you invest that much time in that many people?
Exactly.
Back up, why now, and why did you want to write this?
Man, I feel like I just went through a transformation in my life, and I was at this place where it was like 8 years I had been kind of on the lighter side of life, and I had learned so much, and I know, the fans really want to know my story, and they know bits and pieces because I've done interviews throughout the years and talked about my past and things like that. But there's so much that is in the book that I'm sure no one knows about.
The book is incredible.
Thank you.
Super vulnerable. Like, I love how you go all the way back to childhood. You talk a lot about your rise to fame, and you talk about some of the absolute darkest moments of your life.
Yeah.
I want to get into a lot of it today.
Okay.
Let's go back to the beginning where your book starts. Talk to me about what you were like as a kid in general.
Well, before my father died when I was 11, I was a really happy kid. Like we didn't have much, but my mom, was a great mom, and my dad was great. He was there for me. They divorced when I was 3, so I don't really remember like even living in the house with him. But he was still active in my life, and I saw him frequently. And I was a happy kid. I was goofy. I was the baby of the family, and it was like that for a while, but it wasn't until I was 11 when I lost my father where there became a change in me, and I feel like that pain that I endured when I was 11 stayed with me well into my early 30s.
When you talk about your relationship with your dad and that shift at 11, I thought it was interesting in the book how you talk about you as a child, you liked to spend time alone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was a shift pre his death and post his death of what that alone time felt and meant to you. Can you talk to me before your father passed about like, what did you like about hanging by yourself and being in your room? Like, what were you doing when you were alone?
I was just dreaming about what I would do in the future, whether it was because for a while I wanted to be a cartoonist. So thinking about that, and even thinking about being an actor, that was an early dream of mine.
In the book, you write a lot about how like school kind of forced you to come to terms with the way that you were different than some kids. Can you talk about what you meant by that?
Man, I felt that like around when I turned 15 or 16 when I was in high school, it was kind of like I lost interest with school altogether. And I started to think or kind of know, like I had this feeling that I was like, I don't need algebra. Like I'm going to be a rapper one day. You know what I mean? Like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? Just sitting in class, like, this is a waste of time. 16. You know what I mean? And I always felt like I would watch other kids and see them focus on the test and see them studying. And I'll just be like, what am I doing here? And like, I just, and also I was very, like, I was the class clown. Like, I was goofy as fuck. And that's kind of how I, camouflage some of the hurt and pain that I had inside me, was to kind of be silly, in some way.
It's interesting because a lot of times on the show, I ask people like, what is your earliest core memory that you can think of in childhood? And you obviously mentioned it and you wrote about it in your memoir of this.
I've always known it vividly. Yeah.
Which is so crazy because you were 3, right?
Yeah.
So you're 3 years old. You're in this car and you remember like your parents are shouting and they're going to get a divorce.
Yeah.
3 is so young, but obviously something in your body like brings you back to that moment and you can remember it and those feelings. Like, can you talk a little bit about when you were writing that, like what that brought up for you and why you chose to put that in the book?
Man, I felt that it was perfect because it would set the tone for the book. Because maybe some people's first memory is like something pleasant. And this was not. Like, though in the moment I didn't know that they were getting a divorce, but I saw my mom and dad like yelling at each other for the first time in my mind that I can remember. And like not understanding it, but being scared. And from there, it was like, you know, I felt like it set the tone for what you were going to read. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of dysfunction in my family, you know what I mean? Between my brother's antics and, you know, when I lost my dad and just being angry, an angry kid and my brother getting in trouble and stuff like that, me getting in trouble in school. And I kind of wanted to set the tone with that. And I felt like that the book had to start with my first memory. I thought it was important to just bring people in on that because some people can't even remember their first memory that young, 3 years old.
How do you think your parents' relationship kind of shaped your early ideas of love?
Well, the divorce didn't rock me because I saw my mom and dad still have respect for each other.
Which is rare.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Great.
Like there was a respect there, you know? Like I never saw, other than that first memory, I never really saw my dad and my mom get into it after the divorce. Like there was always a respect. Like if my dad didn't come and see us for 2 weeks, my mom would be calling him like, yo, get up off your fucking couch and come see these kids. And he'd be like, all right, I'm on my way. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and he just had a respect for her. And it was, so I always look for that, you know, in relationships. And I don't think I always had that. Like, you know, some relationships I did and there were other problems we had. But that's like the core thing that I look for. Is like, man, like just seeing my mom take care of my dad when he was dying. Like, and my dad had 3 wives. My mom was the third. You know what I mean? So like nobody else came to take care of him. Nobody checked in. You know, we paid for the funeral, you know. And I just saw, I was like, man, that's what I want. Like, I want to ride or die. You know what I mean? Somebody that's gonna take care of me, you know, no matter what. You know. So I always kept that in mind. And yeah, I just thought that was a real powerful thing to see as a kid.
Reading that was like nice to see for you, that you had that vision of like, oh, it can be amicable and it can just be family. You don't need to be in love and together, but at least we're all still riding for each other and showing up for each other.
Right.
After the divorce, you lived with your mom.
Yeah.
Your relationship with your mom sounds incredible and lovely. Can you talk about, though, growing up when you were young, what it was like?
Yeah. Man, me and my mom were very close. I was like her little partner in crime. Like when she went to go run errands, I was there. So you want to come with me to the grocery store? I'm like, yeah, sure. Like just hanging around. I was that kid. And then when people would come like, oh my God, how old are you? I would just hide behind her leg like, no.
Why can I like literally picture that?
Yeah, like I was super shy and, you know, my mom was like, tell me how old you are. And I'm like, 5.
You're like, Mom, who the fuck is that weirdo?
Who is this person? I never wanted to meet strangers. I was always like, who is this? But no, like we've always, and my mom lived in LA from 2023 to just this weekend she moved back to Cleveland. And it was so sad for me because, and I gave her a copy of the memoir and I signed it for her. And it was so sad for me. Like I cried. I haven't like cried like in that way about like that. I felt like I really cherished her being in LA. I spent years, like 15 years away from her living in Cleveland, me living in LA, only seeing her on holidays. And she was out here and I could just drive 30 minutes to see her. And that's something I always wanted, was my mom to live in LA with me, like, and kick it. And like, I just like, nah, like it was brief because then I thought about it. Because it was coming from a place from like this place of saying like I'm gonna be alone now.
Mm.
But then I realized like I'm married. Like I have a wife that's gonna hold me down. You know what I mean? This is not like before, Scott, like 4 years ago when you were living on your own and like you had no one around. Like you have a partner. You know what I mean? So then I was like, oh, that's right. You know, I'm not alone. I'm not, what am I saying? You know?
Why is she leaving?
She was here because she was dealing with some health issues and I got her the best doctors in LA, but her life is in Cleveland. She has all these friends there and she doesn't really know anybody out here. And it was good because, we needed to get her to some good doctors, you know what I mean? But we got it all set up in Cleveland now. And she just wanted to be back home with her friends. And, she's trying to kick it.
Right.
You
She's
know,
like, I
so
got a
I
life
was
too,
yeah,
Scott.
she's like, I
Okay.
got friends. Like, I got a whole life that I don't have anymore,
You're like, I'm your life, mom. Come
Yeah, no,
back.
I was literally keeping her hostage. Like, I was like, you're not going back. You're staying here with me. But you know what was crazy? When I was a kid, I used to come up to my mom when I was like 4 or 5 years old. And I'll say, Mom, when I get older, you're going to live with me and my wife. And she would be like, boy, you ain't gonna want me to live in the house with you. So right when she moved in, I was like, didn't I tell you you was gonna live with me one day? And she just laughed. I was like, I wasn't playing games. I was dead serious.
I kept my word.
Yeah.
She's like, shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was like, you did say that. I was like, I told you, it's not
now
a game.
She's now the one that's like, I'm leaving, actually.
Yeah.
It's not it's cracked up to me.
Yeah.
I'm getting the fuck out of here. Okay, let's circle back to your father. We're going to talk obviously about the moment with his death and how it impacts you. I know we've kind of touched it, but before we get there, I do want to go back a little bit, hearing your relationship with your mother growing up. You talk about your struggles with your relationship growing up with your father in the book. Can you talk about what do you think was preventing you guys from being close?
I think it was my age, like really, like because my older siblings kind of got a different side of him that I never got a chance to get because I was just so young, you know? And I think like sometimes he would open up to me and give me advice and stuff like that. But you know, it wasn't like what my older siblings were getting, the information, like even my sister Maisha, like she has so many stories about like her and dad spending time together and like she told me this one story about how like they were in the backyard looking at butterflies and like catching butterflies and he told her that like if you sing to a butterfly it'll come to you, something really beautiful like that. And I'm just like, I don't have those memories with my dad. You know what I mean? Like we never bonded in that way, you know? I mean, I know he loved me. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely loving and like caring and all that, but he was a very serious man. And when I think about my dad's life, he was in World War II in the Air Force. Like he saw some shit. You know what I'm saying? And like he just was just a real serious dude. I mean, so he had a silly side sometimes, but it'd be very rare. You know what I mean?
When you look back, like, how do you feel the distance that you had from your dad growing up impacted you before his death? Like whether it was your personality or the way that you would move at home.
It fucked me up because I would always hope getting older would bring me closer to my dad. And it got ripped away from me, that possibility. You know what I mean? And like literally I thought like, who's gonna teach me how to be a man now? You know? Like I thought that. Like at 12, 13, you know, like who's gonna give me advice on women and like, things like that, you know?
Yeah, that's interesting because it's like you're saying in your core, you know a big part of why you couldn't be as close is because of your age, being the youngest. You're watching your older siblings have these different relationships. And in your head as a kid, all you obviously want is to be close to your parents and be loved by your parents. And so you're like, all right, my time is coming. My time is fucking coming. Once I hit that age, and then your dad passes away when you're 11. How did you even like process that grief when it all
Oh,
happened?
I didn't. I didn't. I pretended like it didn't happen. Like it was no time to really, grieve, because it's four of us, right? And my sister took it the hardest. She was 18 at the time, and yeah, she took it the hardest. And I was that kid like, hey, I don't want to be an extra burden to anybody. Like, let me just kind of keep to myself and keep on chugging along and not worry my mom. Just be cool.
That's what's so weird about family and sibling dynamics is like, I'm also the youngest, and you kind of you just have your dynamics where like whether if the oldest is more introverted or extrovert or whatever, then the next one applies to like it acts however works with the one above, and it's all this shit. So hearing you be like, my sister was the most outwardly affected and upset.
Yeah.
You obviously kept it inside and pretended
Yeah.
like it didn't happen. Obviously that level of grief is still in you.
Oh yeah.
It just wasn't being shown and you didn't know how to process it. Like, can you try to explain how losing your father started to show up a little bit in your life after he'd passed?
Yeah. I feel like it was like a immediate thing. Like school became really less important, and I was getting in trouble, and you know stressing my mom out more and acting out because I was just an angry teen, you know. Um, and that was pretty much my whole teens, my whole middle school, high school. I was just not a good student, didn't apply myself. Um, and I say it was like that, even well into my career. Like once I got successful, I was just, at the core of me was just anger, you know?
Yeah, because it was like you said, it was stripped from me. Like
Yeah.
my future of learning all these things and these memories, like I don't have. And so then you kind of like dissociate and you just go about your life, and then it keeps seeping out. And you're saying like you were experiencing this anger. I know you write though about obviously of like how now you are who you are.
Mhm.
There was an outlet, and that happened to be writing. Talk to me about how you started to lean more towards that and put your feelings into your writing.
Man, it's like this thing where I didn't have like, well, I'm not saying I couldn't talk to my mom.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure she, you know, could have said something amazing to get me out of my funk. But I still felt like I needed to have these like private, you know, writings to myself with my thoughts. And it was like important for me at the time to have some type of outlet to express myself. And uh a lot of the times I would just sit there and just write about like the pain I was feeling, or like a memory that me and my dad shared. The funeral, what it was like, what I saw. Um and that kind of like informed the Kid Cudi stuff too once I got going and writing music. Like being honest and telling my story and talking about my feelings was like key components to my earlier recordings.
I also think what you just said about your mom and you being like, I probably could have gone to her, but I really needed an outlet. Like whether anyone is trying to get into music or not, I think that writing in general, your feelings, is at first it can feel foreign to some people because they're like, what the fuck will I write? But when you're going to have a conversation like you're with your mom or a friend or a family member, you're just now trying to basically say something and look for something back that will make you feel better. When you're pen to paper sitting there alone, you're getting nothing back. So you're forced to just like keep going and going and opening up more and more and more. And then you're just realizing how much there is. And it's therapeutic. In times it hurts, but it feels like that early kid Cudi stage, like you said, there was a lot of anger. And it makes sense why, though, writing could be therapeutic to you because at least you were putting it somewhere.
Yeah.
Right?
There was some release. Yeah.
You drop out of college and you decide to pursue music full time.
Yeah.
How did you decide that was the right decision? And how did your mom feel?
My mom was, I tried. I wasn't really in it. You know, I hated the classes. Like, my grades there were terrible. My only class that I got good grades in was English.
There you go.
You know
See, Scott?
Like, English, I was on fire.
Yeah, you were.
You know what I'm saying? When it came time to write an essay, I was like, what is it about? How many pages? 10? 20? I got you. Like, I was the best essay writer. Like, my pen game was strong.
Of course.
But yeah, she, understood it, and I was passionate about music, and she had no choice but to support me, And what's she gonna do? Like, leave me out there on my own in New York? You know what I mean? She had to, like, honor me and let me go out and pursue my dreams.
Was there ever a point that you considered early days giving up? No.
I was crazy. I was out of my mind. There was no glimmer of hope. There was nothing in the distance that would make me feel like this was gonna happen. But I knew. Like, I was just like, this is, I dream it and I can see it crystal clear in my mind. Like, I can see it. I can touch it. It's right there in front of me. I got to get there. And before I left Cleveland, I had this moment where I was smoking a cigarette and I sat on my Honda, right? And I looked up at the sky and I was like, God, I know that this is the right thing to do, me moving to New York. I'm going to do everything I can to get where I want to go. I just need you to meet me halfway. It's like, if I'm doing the right thing, just give me a sign. And I looked up at the clouds. Of course, I didn't see anything. But I just like left, finished my cigarette, went back in the house. And I was just like, I had armor. You know what I mean? I had like armor on my back. I was like, oh, he got me. He gonna hold me down,
And then Day and Night.
Yeah.
Absolutely changed your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me about how you wrote that song and how it came to you. Because it is kind of like you looked up at the sky and maybe there wasn't a sign then, but you kind of write about it in your memoir, like it eventually happened.
Yeah. Like, so the melody just came to me one day, just fucking around. Me and my cousin Richie, my family out in Brooklyn in New York, we would always joke around and make songs, silly songs and shit like that. And I had essentially the Day and Night melody as like a silly song that we would do and sing together.
Like, what were you singing?
It was like we were singing like the Day and Night melodies, but like, it didn't have lyrics or anything. It was just like, and I was just like, right? So I had this melody like in my head for months. And I finally get in the studio with Dot, and I'm like, bro, I got this joint. I really think it's fire. I think I need you to just make this beat. I'm gonna give you the melody, and we're gonna put it together. And like we cooked it. It took about 2 days, and it was just magic. It was because the melody just came to me out of nowhere. The universe just downloaded this melody into my head. And like, I don't know where it came from, but it just stuck in my head. And it never happens to me. Like, it's not like I get melodies and they stay with me for months, you know? Like, it never happens. I always forget it. Like, minutes later, I'm like, fuck, what was that melody? If I don't put it in my phone, it's gone, you know? So, like, for some reason, I don't know if this is before the drugs got me. No,
No.
I think this is before the drugs got me, so my mind was a little bit stronger. But stay away from cocaine. But
Kids, you're watching?
Yeah.
Shit. And there it was.
Yeah.
Did you realize immediately once it was live that your life was about to change forever?
Oh yeah, I knew. Like I knew it, but I've been crazy this whole time. I've been crazy for a while now at this point. So it's like I had nothing to lose. I had shit to lose. I don't even think at that point I had a job. Like I didn't have nothing to lose. I was out there in New York. I had a place to stay. That's the one thing people are worried about, you know, where they're gonna fucking stay. I had a place to stay. I had a collaborator I was building a rapport with that we had crazy chemistry. Like I had nothing to lose. I believed in Dot, like he believed in me, and it was pure magic. It was pure magic. Like how I found Dot, how we became like I worked at Abercrombie and Fitch. I met Rillawan in the stock room when we were folding clothes, freestyling together. He said, "Yo, I got a producer you should meet. It's my dude Dot. He's real fucking dope." Met up with Dot, got in the studio with him, cooked 3 records in one night, and I was like, "Oh, this dude is like he ill." And plus, Dot is like classically trained, like crazy pianist. You know what I mean? Like, um, and yeah, it was just that's something. That's the angels brought us together, man.
When you even explain that story, like I can see you physically lighting up because obviously that time in your life was probably feels worlds away and also like it was yesterday maybe.
Yeah.
But what does it make you feel for like young Scott working at Abercrombie? I love how like it was so random. Abercrombie, love that. Shout out Abercrombie. It all went down.
The fucking soundtrack in the store was just intense. There was this one song that they did. I used to come every time it came on. I ran out to the floor to listen to it. It was this one remix of "If You're Going to San Francisco." Like it came on, and I'll just be out there like, "Oh, hey," jamming every time. It was me and a couple other people who really liked the song too.
They're like, "Scott, back to the desk.
Yeah,
What the fuck are you doing?"
They'd be pissed coming out on the floor, and I'm not bringing out clothes. But nah, like just how that happened, you know, like me just getting, and I was so happy about getting the Abercrombie job because I was like, "Ooh, there's so many young people there.
Yeah.
I can meet people my age, make friends." I didn't really have any friends at this time. You know what I mean?
That was something that I thought was really interesting. You wrote about how this happens, but then you're still going to that job. And I remember one of the lines you write, you're like, "I'm standing there. People are like, 'Oh my God, Cudi, like your music is fucking awesome. I'll take a size medium.'"
Yeah.
And you were like, "I need to get the fuck out of here."
Yeah.
Like, how did it feel when you started having your first fan interactions? Like, were you cool with it? Was it starting to feel a little uncomfortable immediately?
Yeah, it was uncomfortable immediately.
Why do you think that is?
Because I don't think in my mind I was ready for that energy. Like I was not prepared, and I don't think there's anything that anyone could have told me to prepare me but I was not prepared for it. I wasn't at the time built for it. And uh it threw me off. It because you spend what 24 years of your life just being a dude, you know, and then all of a sudden you are the fucking man, and then you can tell when you meet people and they have interest in you only because of who you are, and they don't know who you are, and you can see just looking in their face, looking in their eyes, you can tell when someone's being genuine, and they're always not. It's always someone putting on a fucking role. You know what I mean? And it was very yeah, it fucked me up, man. And that's what drove me to using hardcore drugs like cocaine. I really just needed something to calm my nerves when I went out, or you know just do certain things that, like, even just really was leaving the house. Because if I didn't do cocaine, I'd be in the house all day long. But like if I did coke, then I was like, oh shit, now it's time to hit the streets, and had energy. And it was, if I met fans, it'd be different because I'm just on the shit. So I'm just like, hey, what's up, man? What's up? I want to talk to everybody.
I want to get to that, but I just had a thought when you were saying, you weren't prepared for this. And I agree. Like, I don't know if anyone is, but I want your opinion on, like, in your personal life. I know I wrote down you had written, becoming Kid Cudi was supposed to overhaul the entire world Scott had known. And then you get to fame and you're like, what the fuck is this shit? You mentioned the relationships in your life, you starting to have to be like, are you here for the right reasons? Are you here for the... Can you recall like any specific moment in your life where you remember being like, oh fuck, like I'm completely, whether it's being used or this is a fake relationship that I just didn't see and they're in it because I'm famous?
There were definitely moments with like women, trying to navigate, just being single in New York and successful is, man, it's hard, and it was fucking like hard. And a lot of people that I was kicking it with, I usually party with. We just get fucked up, you know? So it wasn't like anything good. It was all just rock and roll and madness. And, it's just started to eat away at me, like, after a while. It's like, this is not serving me. It's not making me happy.
You wrote about a few of your relationships in the book, one of them being Cassie. Obviously, that is always going to be a big conversation online. And you were with her, obviously, during a very dark time of what she was going through with Diddy. During that time, your house was broken into, your car was lit on fire. What do you just like overall remember about that time and that relationship in your life? I can't believe I finally get to say this. Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Stouffer's. You don't even understand. Daddy Gang, let me set the scene for you, okay? It is 6 o'clock. You get home after a long, stressful day of work and you feel like you can't make one more decision, right? You're burnt out, you're tired, but you realize you're starving. It is dinner time, but even just thinking about what to make feels so overwhelming, okay? The fridge is empty, obviously. The idea of cooking sounds miserable and all you want is something easy, delicious, and satisfying. That is where Stouffer's comes in hot, literally. When the clock strikes dinner, think Stouffer's, because that is literally what I did my entire childhood, okay? Dinner dread is real, and as someone who hates to cook, figuring out what to make or even just to like order, I don't need that stress in my life. I really don't. I cannot tell you how many times I've been so grateful to come home. I open the freezer, boom, Stouffer's, boom, which one do I want? Okay. Whether it's a slow night or a night in with Matt, Stouffer's has been my favorite tasty meal since day one. Shout out to my mother. She and I would eat the mac and cheese. That was like a weekly staple. Their lasagna is actually incredible. Oh my God, the Swedish meatballs, my favorite. Oh my God, the turkey mashed potatoes with the gravy. Oh my God, the turkey tetrazzini, you guys. Stouffer's delivers big on flavor with great ingredients in every single frozen meal. For nearly 100 years, it has been the dependable choice for bringing friends and family together so we all can spend less time cooking and more time enjoying the moment. So skip the chaos, cancel the internal dinner debate, and solve dinner dread with Stouffer's. Shop now at your nearest retailer today. Stouffer's, I love you. You wrote about a few of your relationships in the book, one of them being Cassie. Obviously, that is always going to be a big conversation online. And you were with her obviously during a very dark time of what she was going through with Diddy. During that time, your house was broken into, your car was lit on fire. What do you just like overall remember about that time and that relationship in your life?
Yeah, it was crazy, man. Like, you know, man, in the moment, it was just crazy. Like, I had a hard time understanding if it was reality. Like, I was like, am I in a movie? What the fuck is going on? And like, it's so great. You read the book, right?
Yes.
I want you to listen to the memoir. I scored the memoir. I was just in the studio last night. I finished it up, right? So like I score a lot of the different bits in the book. And in this moment, I scored a lot of different beats and it brings it to life. But it was, just chaotic and intense. And you know, I I I wasn't like I was already out of my mind dealing with my own personal shit. So um I was really just like, fuck it, you know? Like I just was willing to walk into the fire and so it's just it was just in my I always thought about it before all this stuff happened and it came out again. I just over the years I just thought about it as like just some wild shit that happened in my rock and roll life. You know what I'm saying? Like I just you know, it was just some crazy shit that happened, you know?
You testified in court.
Yeah.
How did you feel going into that situation?
Oh man. I felt I was calm, you know? I I was just I was there because I had to be. Like I first they asked, I said no. They asked again, I said no. Then I got subpoenaed. And I was like, fuck. Shit. No. Then I'm thinking about like, what do I wear, man? Do I have to be like fucking suit or something? I was like, man, fuck this shit. This is what I'm wearing today. I'm going to the fucking shit in this. I'm not dressing up for this shit. Like wearing some hard bottoms to shit. I'm wearing some fucking Solomons and I'm coming in there with my Levi's and my leather jacket and that's it, you know? But I hated every minute of it. Like I did not want to do it. But then I thought about, when I was up there, you know, I'm 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 here to support Cassie. And, you know, Cassie is my friend, you know, and I love her and I want to see her do well. When I saw her get married, I was so happy for her, you know, that she found someone, her person. When I saw that she was having kids, I was like, oh, this is so awesome. You know what I mean? Like, I've always just wanted to see her, you know, thrive and do well and be happy, you know, because I know she was living a nightmare. And I just was there to support her. That's what kind of gave me peace with it when I sat down in that chair. It was just about, damn, I don't want to do this, to being like, oh man, I gotta like hold homegirl down and like, you know, look out for her, you know.
No, that's beautiful. Looking back, obviously not at everything that was done in court, when you actually were like living all of this as we described, where you were like, it felt literally like otherworldly. I'm like, is this my life right now? How did that experience affect the way that you felt about people in this industry and just like what you had gotten yourself into in your career?
Oh man, I already had a like I was already standoffish from the industry, so it just made me even more.
Freaked out.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
man, this shit is crazy, you know. So I was already kind of sheltered in my own little space with my
Yeah.
small group of friends, but this is like, and that's kind of like the thing about LA. It's like if you see me somewhere, it's like they're seeing like a monk that they haven't seen in like 100 years. And oh, Cudi here? He don't be nowhere. Like you don't see me. I'm not out in these
You
streets.
just don't go
I
out.
don't go out.
You don't leave your house.
Like I don't now, and I didn't in my 30s really.
Okay, so you just were like keeping to yourself for a while.
Yeah.
That's what I want to go to. I know you wrote in the book and you mentioned a couple times, but let's get more into it. You say that grappling with fame essentially is what kind of pushed you towards drugs.
Yeah.
What do you remember feeling the first time that you tried cocaine?
100% happiness. It was like the feeling I got was nothing I had ever felt before. It was fucking magical. And but I will say this. That's the only time it felt like that. All the other times after, I was just chasing that first high and it was never getting there. It never felt like that first time ever again. Like,
It's good to clarify.
yeah. So I just wanted to, I know kids might be watching this podcast, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like saying like,
No. I think it's part of your story. And I know we're getting to like, obviously, that was a huge part of,
yeah,
we'll get to rehab and recovery, but still, like, there was a part of your life where you were at a place where you were relying on drugs, and that's your story. And
yeah,
but you're also here today to tell the story. And I think there's a lot of people that don't have the courage to even say these type of things out loud and like
yeah,
own that. And I think this another reason why, again, you are so successful is because you're connecting with people on real shit. Like
yeah,
there's probably also a lot of fucking people listening and watching today that have an addiction. So
yeah,
hearing you acknowledge that, like, I think it's, thank you, honestly.
yeah,
So you talk about how you only would do coke alone.
yeah.
Why was that?
Uh, I think it was just supposed to be my little secret. Like I didn't want it to be like a known thing that like I did coke around the industry. That would have spread fast, you know? So I just like kind of kept it to myself. That doesn't mean like people couldn't tell I was on it. You know what I mean? Like people could probably figure it out, you know?
You write about how your album Speeding Bullet to Heaven, it was written essentially during one of the darkest times of your life.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me about where you were at mentally while writing that album?
Oh, I wanted to die for sure. Yeah. I didn't want to, I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna play the guitar and shred and I don't give a fuck. if people like it or not. This is how I feel. I just feel angry as fuck. And I just wanted an excuse to like scream on records, and express that anger.
You said essentially that you wanted that album to be your goodbye.
Yeah.
Like you were planning on taking your life and you either wanted to do it during or after it released or you weren't sure, but like that was going to be your goodbye.
Yeah.
Did anyone close to you in your life know that you were struggling that bad?
Um, I don't think so. I kept it because when I was around my friends, I was happy to not be alone. So I was like back to, you know what I mean? I could keep it to myself. I never wanted to worry my friends. There's some people that deal with these things and they like to like put it on other people and shit. I never wanted that to be. I don't want people to be, oh man, Scott calling me again. He's, you know what I mean? Like I was like, look, I'm gonna just deal with my shit by myself. Like I'll be cool. I can maintain. I got a daughter. I want to be here for her. You know what I mean? Like just all the thoughts that I need to think to keep me from going down that dark path.
What was your rock bottom moment?
Man, I think it was during that time. 2016 was bad too. That's when I finally went to rehab. Um, because I relapsed and started using again. Um, I would say from 2015 to 2016, it was like the decline getting just darker and darker and darker. And um suicide was on my mind like all the time. Like I would like daydream about the shit, you know? And I just when I finally when I relapsed and I was like kind of faced with this reality, like, damn, like it's been 6 years since I've used this shit. And I thought I was past that. And I'm obviously not. Like, that was fucking me up, you know. Uh it was just kind of like, man, I don't want to go in circles. Like I'm supposed to like be off this shit. I'm getting older. Like I'm in my 30s. Like people don't want to keep seeing you be a fuck up. You got to get your life together, bro. You're not in your 20s no more. You're not just out here. You know what I mean? So it was kind of like this reality check I needed, and I went and got help. You know, I'm glad I did at the time. At that time, because you know, something would have happened for sure. You know what I mean? And uh, ever since then, like I haven't been like, yeah, I get down about some things, but then I get over it. Like before, shit would hit me for like weeks. Something bad happens, I'm like in the house for weeks, just like miserable. But, you know, ever since 2016, I've been like 1,000 times better. Like, it's so funny because like Lola, we were hanging out one time, it was like maybe 2 years ago, and she, we were, we were talking about 2010 for me and what I was going through and all this shit. And I um told her I got arrested, you know, and they found drugs on me. And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "All right, let me find the article and let you read this shit." So she's reading it and she starts laughing. She's like, "I don't know who this person is." She's like, "All I know is the sweet Scott that I've known for like years now. Like, I don't know this is so funny to me. Like I'm not even concerned because I know you're past this point in your life. I know that enough to know that, you know, and like she just looks at it like it's a silly thing, And then it made me kind of, in that moment, I found peace with it, because I always was kind of, uh, bummed out about that. I thought that, it was like a dent in my armor a little bit. Um, but that made me feel okay about it. I was like, damn, my girl's not even like judging me. She's like laughing, like, what the fuck? Like, this is fucking crazy. Like, you know?
That's really interesting though to like think about that you had, understandably, you lived it. That was
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
I mean, reading in the book, and everyone please go read it, but there's like that really hard moment where you are like, I literally took so much coke that I'm like laying on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And then like I wake up and I'm like, it's a complete different day. And you were like, I'm on my back and I'm like, I think this is it. Like I think, and thinking about that version, thinking about that article version, all of this. And then your wife now is like, you're not that person though anymore.
Yeah.
Sometimes it does take someone to pull you out of,
Yeah.
because we've lived it and it's still a part of you, but
Yeah.
it's not you anymore.
Yeah.
And that's really beautiful that she was able to just be like, I got you. I got you.
Basically,
Okay. That's not you anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh shit, I guess it's not.
Yeah, exactly.
But can you talk about rehab? Because I do think it's really interesting the way that you write about this moment, specifically about how it also kind of forced you going to rehab to process a lot of the trauma, right? Mm-hmm. Like you had not even thought about how to process your father. And now you're in rehab and you're starting to talk about your mental health for the first time. Like, can you share a little bit about what that was like for you?
Man, it was freeing for me. There was a lot of things that, I hadn't talked about ever, and it was very frustrating at first. Just having some stranger ask you really personal questions about your life. And in rehab, the therapy is like, some of the sessions can be kind of heavy, just the the approach that the therapist may take. But there's other therapists in there that are super cool. But yeah, it was difficult at first, but then it got easier. The more I felt comfortable with the people, um, allowed me to open up about things that I was hurt about, from long ago as a kid, that I didn't know really affected me. And it was a beautiful thing, because by the time I was in there for a month. By the time I left, I was feeling a whole lot better. As you know, I had a stroke. So I was coming out of that. It was maybe like 2 weeks, and I was still, I had, uh, you know, slow speech, and I was doing kind of therapy every week with this lady that kind of played these little games, and like, where they like show you a picture of a dog or a cat or something, and you have to like say dog, and like I would just look at the picture of a dog and be like, I couldn't fucking say it. That was scary, man. I was like, man, I don't know. I was like, dear God, I was like, please let me bounce back from this. That was super scary. But all throughout that, even though I was dealing with the the stroke stuff, you know, um, I was still very much happy. Like I was in the light, you know, and I just felt brand new. All of a sudden, I just felt brand new. It was crazy.
You mentioned you talked through a lot of things eventually as you started to feel comfortable in rehab, that you were like, okay, I had kind of been carrying this that I didn't realize I was carrying it. Like, do you have anything you could share that was something you were able to kind of let go of, that you realized had been really weighing you down for so fucking long?
Yeah, I think it was really truly my anger. I was a hothead for a long time, a long time. And that was my main issue. Um, and whether it's being mad at ex-girlfriends or mad at my mom about something or, just angry at life itself. Like I was able to kind of overcome that, And it was like, for me, that was what was secretly like weighing me down, holding me back. Cause I'm like, in my core, what I realize is that like, no, it's like, Scott, you're a good dude. Some shitty people and you're not a shitty person, you know? So it was like, I had that, you know? And I like, at times you would see this good dude. Like if me and you met when I was 28, you would have not known the difference. I mean, I would have been high as a kite, but I still would have been chill and like, you know what I mean? But like you wouldn't have walked away from the conversation like worried about me. You know what I mean? But like yeah, it's all
Yeah.
it's all different, you know.
Do you have any, from your experience, any words of advice to anyone listening who maybe is actually currently right now going through their rock bottom moment?
Man, I had a conversation with a good friend of mine, Omar, um a month ago. And he was telling me, he was like, "Man, when you in your darkest moment, like, and you like wondering why God is doing this, like, think that like maybe he's like teach you a lesson. You don't might not get it yet, but there's a lesson here. He's trying to help you grow or something, understand something. Like there's a message. This is not just happening for no reason, you know?" And I think that that was one of the things, learning that, like hearing him say that, because I was dealing with some stressful shit. And when he did that, I started like, oh, that's right, because I need to do this better and like get off that shit. And oh, fuck. Oh, damn. Okay. I get it, you know? So I feel like in life, when you're dealing with something, just always take a step back. Always take a step back and think about the bigger picture. There's a lesson here, you know? And all these lessons, all the things you learn will mold you into the human you're going to be in the future. If you're young, you know what I mean, in your teens, early 20s, like just keep this in mind. Like, you know, everything happens on purpose. You know what I mean? Like it's meant to go that way. You know what I mean? It's all part of the design, you know?
And I think when you have that perspective, like you're saying, like, fuck, this is happening for a reason, it also then inherently gives someone hope if they have that perspective.
Yeah.
Like someone in that situation right now listening to you is like, oh, there's, if he's up there and he's doing this for a reason, I'm learning and there's a lesson in this, like it gives you hope that there's like another chapter coming.
Exactly.
You got to just push through the discomfort and
Yeah.
the pain, and not saying it's fucking easy, but it gives you something to look forward to.
Yeah.
There is then a light that you can like focus on and be like, okay, I fucking got this.
Yeah.
You write about how you saw this shift in your life after learning to love yourself, which sounds maybe simple to people, but I think there's a lot of people who don't, and it's actually a lot harder
Yeah.
than it is to like yourself, and then
Yeah.
to love yourself is another fucking step.
Yeah.
What did self-acceptance change for you? What did self-acceptance change for you?
Oh man, I think I was able to be nicer to myself. Like that was one thing. It was just like, Scott, you're doing all right. Like look at what you've accomplished. Even when you was dealing with shit, like when you were your most depressed, you still made art. You know what I mean? And it's helping people. You know what I mean? Like you're okay. Like, you're all good. And this is before Lola. I was thinking this way. So I was alone, didn't really have nothing going on. I was on and off again with this one girl, but I knew that shit wasn't gonna work out. And, but it was different. I was in love with myself for the first time in my life, you know?
Let's talk about your wife.
Yeah.
You need to tell me the story of how you guys met.
Okay, so I walked in Virgil Abloh's first Louis Vuitton show in Paris. And we met while I was doing a fitting. And she took pictures of me for the board. And, I'm just sitting there and I'm just looking at this. I'm standing there and I'm looking at this girl. And I'm like, yo, who is this little cutie? Like, with these glasses. Like, she's so cute. And she takes my picture. She's like, okay, thank you. Look back at her. I'm like, okay, about her business. I like that. Not tripping on me. Cool, cool. Man, if I see her again, I'm gonna ask for her number. You know what I mean? And literally right after the show, all I could think about was meeting the girl with the glasses. Like, I was just running around. Like, that was like the only thing on my mind. And I saw her. She was like standing right there talking to one of her homegirls. And I went up. I didn't even introduce myself. I didn't even ask her name. I just was like, because I had to leave. I had to get changed and shit. And I don't know if I changed or if I was still in the outfit from the show. But I was rushing to get to my crew so we could leave. And I just came up on her and I was like, hey, excuse me, can I ask you a question? She's like, yeah. I was like, do you have a boyfriend?
Scott.
I just would cut straight to the chase because I don't want to waste my time, man. I was like, I don't want to get my hopes up, like being thirsty about this girl. She got a man, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to get straight to the point. She said no. I was like, oh, in my head, I was like, perfect. And I was just like, can I have your number? And she was like, yeah. And she gave me her number, put her name in the phone as Lola because I didn't even ask her fucking name.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
such a goof. And we hung out that night at the after party. And it's so funny because I had on this Tom Ford suit, this 3-piece Tom Ford suit. And it was I was too clean. I was too clean. And she always says, she was like, you tricked me. I was like, what you mean? She was like, first time we hung out, you was in this fly ass suit. I ain't seen you in a suit since. I was like, fuck, you're right.
Really, God damn it. She thought she was getting one thing, and now I'm in my fucking Solomons with my ripped jeans. God damn it. I'm sorry. I love you, babe.
I know.
So real.
I told her I'm gonna get back to the suits though. I'm trying to get there. I got this thing with YSL going, so like, I'm trying to get back to my suits.
Yeah, you're coming back. You're coming back. Yeah. Okay, wait. So did you guys hit it off immediately though, or was it a slow burn? Like, did you guys start dating?
No. We were friends for a couple years, few years. Yeah, and she always told me, she was like, when we first started talking, me and my friends were just like, what does he want from you?
Wait, I'm obsessed. That's so girls being like, what the fuck does he want? Like, what's his agenda?
She said I would text and be like, and she would be like, Cudi just text me, and they'd be like, what does he want? Like, what the fuck? And like, people would not understand it. And like, I was like, babe, like, let me tell you something. I really liked you. Like, I was like vibing with you. Like, I fucked with you. Your energy, you know what I mean? And I'm real. You know what I'm saying? And like, so that's one of the reasons why I would hit her up, because I wanted her to let her know, like, hey, like, I want to keep in touch. Like, I fuck with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and she would always respond back, and we would talk, and it was just like really organic. So by the time we ended up dating, it was easy because we already knew each other, and it was just, we were hanging out more days at a time now. Before it was like 2 days here when I was in town or shit like that. But now we like are really kicking it. We're in Tokyo, spending New Year's, or like hanging out for 2 weeks, and you know, it was great. It kind of build really easy, and that's kind of one of the things that I loved about it, because I don't think, you know, I've connected with someone so easy before, and like in this way, and it wasn't until she made a few trips to LA where I was kind of like just seeing it, like the full picture. She's in my house, like I see it all, right? And then I just asked her, I was like, "Hey, would you ever think about moving to LA?" And she was like, "Yeah, I could do that." And I was like, "Shut the fuck up." I was like, "Are you serious?" And she was like, "Yeah, I would do that. Why not?" And I was like, "Oh, it's on now." As soon as she said that, I was like making plans to get the ring. I was doing all the things. Like I was like, yeah, I was like on it. I was on it.
Wait, how did you propose?
So we took a trip to Kyoto because
Okay.
she loves it there. I've never been. And she hadn't been there in a while. So I was like, oh, let's go to Kyoto. And I planned this thing where we went to go on this tour of temples. And one of the temples I had shut down where there was nobody there. And like,
oh my god, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
And like, it's funny because I've talked to her about this afterwards. Like, if she knew that I was gonna propose, or like, did she see things that were weird? And she was like, "Well, there was one thing. There were two things. First, your security follows us everywhere, and they stopped and they didn't follow us in, and I thought that was weird." And then she said, like,
you're like, fucking damn it.
And then she said that, like, because I had two like lanterns up with our names in English and in Japanese underneath, right? So one said Scott, one said Lola, right? And she was like, "What the fuck? like, why does he have our names up on the fucking? What is he doing?" Right? So she was like, kind of like, not. She did not know the proposal was coming, but she was kind of thrown off, like thinking it was weird that I had these things planned.
You're like, Lola, it's part of the plan, sweetie. Shut up for a second. Let me get there.
It was so funny, man, because the proposal went great and everything was magical. But I didn't like I had my photographer and my videographer fly out there to capture the footage. But they were like, didn't know when to come out. We didn't plan it. And like they fucking came out. They were taking pictures, but I was like behind a big bush.
Oh.
So all you see is like my knee bent down. You don't see the proposal at all. And like, so we came out and they came out afterwards like, "Hey," and then it was kind of cool because I felt like if they came out before I proposed, Lola would have been like, "Why are there cameras here? Why is like, Brett here?"
Brett, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, and then you're like, "Oh, you're proposing." Right. It almost worked out better.
So it worked out better. And then, so the pictures we have are just us kind of standing on, because we were in like this garden, this really beautiful garden, and in this temple. And so we got pictures just like hugging and stuff.
I'm obsessed that he took a picture and you can see your fucking kneecap. You're like, "Thanks, Brett. You're fucking fired."
Yeah,
dude.
I was like, "Oh man." I was like, "Come on, bro."
Okay, but your wedding photos,
they came out dope, right?
So fucking good.
So
fun. You were in a suit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lola, see,
yeah.
He's making a comeback.
Yeah, Lola, I've tried for the wedding. I was thinking about pajamas, but I did the suit. I didn't want to embarrass you.
Bare minimum, put on a suit for your fucking wedding. What was your favorite moment, if you had to say? I know there's probably so many.
My favorite moment was seeing her walking down. Like, that fucked me up. Like, I was crying before she even got to the little altar part. I was like, fuck, this is my wife. I was so geeked. I was like, man. And just seeing her walk, and she looks so beautiful. You know, it's the first time you see the dress, and like, you know, she kept saying like, "I hope you like it. I hope you like it." And like, Lola has amazing taste, man. So I was never worried. And the person who made her dress, Alan Paul, he's a genius, an amazing designer. So you know, I trusted them. I knew I was gonna love it, but seeing it was just it was beautiful. It was oh man, it was such a fucking moment, and we filmed everything. So I can't. We're waiting to see like the footage from because the dude is editing it up and shit. But uh, I can't wait to see just that moment again because my face, like I literally went like, I couldn't do it. I was like,
You're gonna ball when you watch it
oh, I
again.
already know. I
Like
already
you're gonna
know.
be so.
I'm prepared. I'm prepared. I was trying to keep it together, but then it was just like, man, oh shit, man. You know, it just happened. I was trying to hold back, but then because I know she was gonna cry, and I didn't want us to both be up there like hysterical. So
No, Scott,
yeah.
the worst would be if you're like stone cold face,
Stoic,
like,
just
sup,
like-
come on down.
Hurry up.
Yeah, let's go.
Hurry
No,
up.
I mean, you see the fucking movies when everyone like turns to look at like what the guy's face is. And like, I literally said to my husband, I was like, if you don't fucking cry, then I don't want to marry you. What the fuck? And thank God he was sobbing too. Like, I would be a
Yeah.
little scared if it was just like,
yeah, someone's
like,
just like,
fuck is
so,
that?
hurry up.
Okay, wait, did you guys write your own vows?
Yeah. And we literally pinned the paper, wrote them down, and I told her to forgive me because my handwriting is just all over the place. But I was like really like being patient with every letter and like, you know, to make sure she could read it, you know. But yeah, it was great. It was great. And we saved them too, so we're gonna frame them. And
Oh, it's amazing. How has Lola ultimately made you a better man?
oh man. I thought I was happy before, but she just put a little extra sauce on it. You know, I feel totally complete and at peace, you know, because before her, there was something missing. You know, it was always something missing. I was happy, right? We talked about that journey from rehab and whatever. So I was happy, but I always felt that something was missing. And I've always been like, it's always been my dream to like be married and have more kids and like build a little posse of children and like, you know, and to have someone that, you know, wants that and respects you and, you know, uplifts you in your darkest moments when you're not feeling confident about work or whatever it may be, like that's there for you and is a real best friend, you know?
It's beautiful because I was going to say, I feel like, you know, throughout your life, you've been on this pursuit of happiness, no pun intended. And you think you found it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
We have to talk about your album, Free.
Yeah.
What is the inspiration behind it?
Man, I think it's really just kind of like bringing people into like, you know, where I am now, this place and time, the joy I feel, but also talking about, you know, reflecting on past struggles and how I overcame them, you know, and you get kind of both sides of the album with these first two singles. You get kind of the love song with Neverland, and you get this kind of like anthem to overcoming your shit in Grave, you know, and that's kind of like the two. It kind of bounces in between those two vibes on the album. Yeah.
What is your wife's favorite song?
Brave. Yeah, it was her idea to drop it as a second single. I mean, this whole album is like Lola was the main inspiration behind this album. You know what I mean? Like the first round of songs were all love songs. You know what I mean? Like different love songs to her.
I mean, I'm gonna just sob listening to this album the whole time. Like,
it's
what?
definitely it's cute because it's like it's these true feelings that I have for this woman, like, and I'm singing them to her, you know. And even at the wedding, I performed Neverland and Grave, and I was singing it to her, and she was just watching me and just like so happy, and like it's great, man. Like I'm you know, having her throughout this whole process was great, you know. And she would come to the studio too.
You need to tell me
what
is your favorite song on the album, and it can't be the two that have been.
No. My favorite song on the album, I got two. Can I say two?
You can say two.
There's this song called Opiate that I really love. And then Saltwater, which is the final song on the album. And there's more, but I just want to say Opiate for sure because it's so fucking groovy and like, yeah, people are gonna love it.
I'm really excited.
Yeah. It's a lot of bops on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because it's pop, right?
Yeah,
yeah, which is exciting for you, right? It's like a little different.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that people will notice. It's like it is different. It's a whole new thing, but it still feels like Cudi. Yeah. I'm
so happy I got to know you today. You never know what you're like. I'm sure you didn't know what you were going to expect sitting down with me, right? You walked in, you literally looked at me, you're like, I don't know, I'm nervous. I was like, there's no reason. But like, how do you feel? Like, I think we had a great conversation. I thought that was lovely.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I feel great.
Again, like I said earlier, getting to know an artist, we know so much about you through your music, but to hear you talk more in depth about your life story and what's made you you and what's made you Scott. Kid Cudi is fucking awesome, but the layers that you've allowed us all to see, I think has only made me personally a bigger fan because I've been a fan for a while, but now knowing even more about you, I'm like, fuck, you've been through so much.
Yeah.
And I know everything you put into your music now, it's just that much more relatable. It has that much more soul and passion. And I'm really excited for you in this next chapter of your life because you're fucking crushing. And thank you for coming on Call Her Daddy. It was truly a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having me.
We did it.
And I got to come back.
Dude, and I didn't ask you any inappropriate sex questions. Did anyone prep you for that? You were fine.
I was a little nervous about that. I was a little nervous. I know you get a little saucy with it.
Done. Let's fucking leave. What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy. Renee Rapp, welcome back to Call Her Daddy.
Thank you.
It has been 582 days since you last sat with me on this show.
Has it actually?
I had someone else do the math, so like...
Oh my God,
but I think it's important to highlight.
No, I believe it.
582 days since I last saw you, right?
I know, I haven't seen you since then.
That's so inappropriate.
I just watch you through the internet.
Me too. I'm just like, go girl, go.
No, I'm like, you're getting married, so am I. I'm like, this is awesome.
No, I was getting married while you were going through a breakup. Maybe.
Needed that.
Perfect.
Needed. I was like, things are gonna work out, right?
Nope. How would you describe that version of yourself back then in 3 words?
Oh my God, I was so eager. I was so I really, really, really wanted okay, this is not 3 words. I really wanted everyone to like me so badly. And I also I think I was just so green. I was so green. I think what people had perceived of me like not caring or not giving a fuck was actually just me being so absolutely thrilled. And I was like, everything is amazing. This is awesome. And then like reality kind of sets in and you're like, wait, this shit kind of sucks. You're like, wait, life kind of hits you in the ass.
Dude, it's crazy even hearing you say that because I remember our interview. Like, I felt your excitement, but I also could feel you understandably going through that hard moment where you're like, I want to be taken seriously as a singer, but everyone knows me as a fucking actress.
Yes.
And like, how do I bridge this gap? And 100%. So it was like, this energy that you were trying to shift, which is fucking hard to do.
So hard. And also like I think there's which you will understand this 100%. There's such an adjustment to what a pick me thing to say, but there's such an adjustment to like having cameras on you in your conversations and in your like personal life in a way. It just inherently is an adjustment. Like you don't, because I don't know. I don't know. You tell me how you feel about this, but I was like, I am truly just doing what I would be doing and talking how I would be talking, except for being filmed or doing something or putting it out there, putting it in a song, putting it in whatever. And then to like see it back is really kind of confusing, because then you start to perceive yourself in a way that like other people perceive you. However, you'll never be able to see yourself how other people see you. I
relate 100% because this isn't natural.
Right.
We're going to talk differently, understandably, if we're at my fucking house with no cameras on.
Completely.
Not that we're being fake. It's just different.
No, I'm just like, I'm getting canceled if we're talking without cameras on. Do you know what I'm saying?
100%. Right. How much media training have you gotten since I last saw you?
Bro, none. I feel like people have tried. I feel like it's, you know, I will never forget when I lived in my first house that I lived in LA. I lived in Burbank, and I was like, oh my God, I have like a home. I was renting, but it was like it felt like my home, which like it is, but I'd only lived in an apartment. So I was like, oh my God, I'm like a homeowner. And I was sat on the phone with like a publicist from maybe the PR company I was working with at the time. I honestly don't remember. And I remember like understanding that they were trying to kind of coach me into like what to say and what not to say. And it was kind of like the second I realized it, I like totally just like tapped out. And I was like, oh, I'm really uninterested in hearing this. Not that they were doing anything wrong or their intentions were wrong. I was just like, I'm not going to regurgitate what you just said to me.
But I feel like that's like a lot of times the turning point for artists, which is not their fault, but you get all these people in your ear and then you're like, oh, is this what it takes to make it? Like, is this the steps I need to take in order to be liked and in order to become like one of the biggest stars in the world? And the fact that moment, probably one of the biggest first moments where people were trying to shape you into this person, you're like, no.
I was just like, wait, like I understand, but that's not what I will be doing.
But I think that's why people are loving you, because you're very unfiltered. You talk about how you like dress kind of according to how gay you're feeling.
Correct.
Talk to me about how you picked this outfit.
Today, this outfit is coming from probably like a 6.5, I would say, on a scale of 0 to gay. And I don't know. Recently I've been wearing heels. I used to never wear heels, and now I love a heel. Now I'm like, give me some fucking height. I don't know.
We get an email and your team was like, we have like 10 plus people we're going to bring.
Right.
Classic Renee entourage.
Of course.
When and where is last time you went somewhere alone?
Okay. You have to go here alone.
Okay.
Well, I didn't go alone. I rode in the car with people, but then I had to go alone.
Where?
The last thing was the Academy Gala, and I was so fucking freaked out because I was like, I am literally going to split myself vagina to tip of head. I was like, this is going to be so terrible, but I made it. And I was like, stood like in the like carpet line, and everybody of course is like chit-chatting, and I was like, oh my God, I'm just going to end it all right now. This is just the worst. And then I just spent the whole time on the phone because I was way too anxious, and I got nervous. I think people perceive me as being very confident and hanging out and like can talk to anybody. Literally not at all. I'm like shaking like a whore in church.
And that's the last time you ever went anywhere alone ever again in your life. That's when Regina George died.
No, and that's when Regina George died. It's like it was the only thing I could talk about for the first like fucking 45 minutes being inside. Like I swear to God, I like every single person that I saw, I was like, oh my God, like how are you? I had to come here by myself. And they're like, yeah, so did I. And I was like, woo, you okay? And they're like, yeah, like it's definitely weird, but like I'm okay. They were like, it's like an hour ago at this point. And I was like, yeah, no, totally. I'm over it.
You get home, you're sobbing.
No, I'm like having a fucking panic
You're
attack.
shaking.
No amount of a beta blocker could have prepared me for that.
Nothing. Okay. Do you remember who you brought to the studio 2 years ago?
I brought a girlfriend of mine 2 years ago.
And
That's
when I
right.
was thinking about it,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was like, you were not publicly out fully yet with her. And
No.
people saw her in the back of some of our videos we took together.
Yes.
And it was like a light, soft launch where people were like, wait, it's definitely her with her. Like, oh my gosh, they're definitely together.
Yes. Yes.
And it was so crazy because like seeing you basically 2 years later, that moment, I remember how like giddy in love you were.
Dude.
Sorry, is your girlfriend like in the green room? Hi,
No,
honey.
she's
One second, we're getting to you.
she's got a sprained ankle at home.
Perfect.
She's immobile, actually. I hit her crutches, so she won't be leaving the house.
You're like, you are not leaving. Sit down, especially you're not coming to call her daddy.
Yeah,
so
like, hang on.
I remember you were like giddy and in love, and it was like the beginning stages.
Absolutely.
Puppy love. It was very cute.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about what happened.
I ended up after that kind of year of my life just being like, I am really unhappy. And I think that, first of all, I do believe that everything serves its purpose.
Yeah.
I like fully believe every relationship, every friendship, I'm a big, like, everything happens for a reason. All good. I think that there were like a lot of people in my life, particularly in that year. And I think also kind of when you're like coming up and starting to like be, perceived by larger amounts of people, do more things that is exciting. Your job can kind of become, you will understand this deeply, your job becomes a playground to everybody else. And for you, it's your work. And don't get me wrong, there are parts of it that are so fucking exciting. And we're so fortunate to work in something that can be like so jokes and so fucking fun. But my whole life kind of became a playground for a lot of people, and I stopped seeing my friends. I stopped having fun. And I was like, damn, I have to make like a lot of like massive life changes. And so almost fall of 2023, like really late summer, I started to I crashed out and I was like, yo, I have to be boundaried in some way in my life. Like I have to start protecting myself from being used. I have to start protecting myself from overexposing myself. I have to stop like letting people bring their friends, aunts, best friends, like side fucking bitch to the concert. Like, why am I doing that? Like I was just like, damn, like I just realized that I became a jungle gym for everybody to have fun. And that is so isolating and sad. It sucked. It sucked so bad.
And did you break up with them or did they break up with you?
It was like pretty amicable.
So is this not the relationship that you wrote about in this new album, Miss Renee?
It is, but it's on only on certain songs. This album is like a conglomerate of my current relationship, my past relationship, the relationship that I was in before that I don't even know if you could consider a relationship, about like some of my friends. It's like we were talking about this the other day and I was like going through it and I was like, wow, like there are so many different people, or I guess experiences on this album that are even like half and half put together in some songs. No matter how like shit that relationship was, I remember just being like, damn, that's a place I never want to get to again.
All right, Daddy Gang, this is an ad by BetterHelp. I have had such a busy year so far, and lately I've been wanting to take some time to reflect and just check in on my mental health. I have been really interested in exploring different forms of therapy, so I've been doing a lot of research into what technique might be best for me to try next. But as amazing as the internet is for finding resources, I have also found that the information overload, it can sometimes make me feel even more
anxious, like there's so much advice right at your fingertips and it can quickly go from being helpful to extremely overwhelming. I feel like there's a trendy solution for everything these days. You can take a cold plunge, do a gratitude journal, like do a screen detox. Everyone on the internet has an opinion on what you should be doing, and it can honestly become a struggle to know what the right course of action should be for you. But that is where BetterHelp comes in. BetterHelp offers trusted resources and live therapists to get you personal recommendations that help break through the online noise. With over 30,000 therapists worldwide, BetterHelp is the world's largest online therapy platform, having served over 5 million people globally. Plus, BetterHelp is extremely convenient, right? You can join a session with a therapist at the click of a button. You don't need to leave your home. And also, if you are not vibing with a therapist, you can switch at any time. I always say therapy is kind of like dating. You don't have to just stay with someone. You can always break up with them and find someone new. So as the largest online therapy provider in the world, BetterHelp can provide access to mental health professionals with a diverse variety of expertise. Talk it out with BetterHelp. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/daddy. That's betterhelp.com/daddy. Daddy gang, hi, it's me. Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Shopify. Okay. Growing unwell, I will say, has been so incredible, but it also has been such a huge learning curve for me. I can tell you from experience that starting a business can be, without a doubt, completely overwhelming, which is why it is so crucial to work smarter, not harder. Luckily, for any entrepreneurs out there listening to Call Her Daddy, the commerce platform Shopify is taking the guesswork out of launching and scaling a business. Daddy gang, Shopify keeps everything in my business organized and in one place, which has been truly a game changer for me in being able to stay on top of all of the little details. One of my favorite Shopify features is their suite of AI tools, which basically assist in everything from giving directions, streamlining reports, and even generating content ideas. Shopify basically operates as your back office. They're offsetting needs for a larger staff so that you can basically be doing your thing while they're overseeing your operations, which can be so huge for anyone doing like an up and coming business. If you have a startup and you're like, it's literally me. No, it's you and Shopify now. Also, Shopify allows you to tag and sell your products globally and across all major platforms so that you can sell where your customers actually are. I also love that I have access with my business through Shopify right on my phone. Like I'm on the go. I want to check my sales. I want to see how my merch is going. Boom, I open Shopify. I can see it right there. And instead of just scrolling social media, I will pop over to Shopify, track how Unwell is doing. And then yes, maybe I'll return to scrolling, but at least I'm being somewhat productive and I'm making my money. The app also shows me where you guys are shopping from, which also helps me figure out what cities I need to focus on. And it also helps me then know like, where should I throw the next Unwell event, right? So finally, can you guys tell I love Shopify? I'm like, also, it's been in my life for so long, literally since the Barstool days when I got my merchandise, IP and trademarks and everything back. I immediately got on Shopify. And the best part for me is it lets me sell merch directly to my Call Her Daddy channel. So everything is in one place for you, the Daddy Gang. If you are ready to build your own empire, whether it is merch, products, or the next big idea, get on shopify.com/daddy and make it happen. That is shopify.com/daddy. Daddy Gang, start your business today. Love you. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's put how much you can filter yourself to the test.
Okay, go.
This game is called Confess or Text.
Okay.
This is how it works.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you a juicy, borderline, inappropriate, like slightly like insane question.
Right.
Okay. Just
Okay.
like a little like, Call Her Daddy.
Totally fine.
If you want to answer it, great. We go to the next question.
Okay.
If you don't want to answer it, you can pass and you have to text.
Oh my God, wait, thank you both.
Don't go in the bowls
Oh,
yet.
don't touch them. Okay, thank you
You're
for my
already
phone.
about to start going through.
I was like, wait.
No. You're like, is that candy?
No, I'm like, it's
No.
my fishbowl.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you say, no, I don't want to answer that,
Okay.
you then have to go into the bowls and you're
Yeah.
going to text someone. One, you're going to find out who you're texting.
Okay.
The second bowl, you're going to find out what you're texting them.
Okay.
What is your weirdest kink?
Ice.
What?
Ice.
Ice.
Like ice.
Are you running to the kitchen, grabbing ice?
Fuck yeah.
Perfect.
Absolutely.
Who is the rudest person you've ever met at an award show?
Oh my God. I'm going to text. Oh, I just remembered. Okay, who do I text?
Okay, wait. Go to your fishbowl.
Okay.
What does it say?
Okay, it's Tina Fey. I have to text Tina.
Okay, and now go to the other fishbowl.
She's actually going to love this. I know she's going to love this. I know she'll love it. Okay. I hit someone on my way to call her daddy and I just drove off. Do you think it's fine?
I think that's good for Tina, right?
Love. I feel like she'll love that. I'm going to say, hey, babe, question. I hit someone on my way to call her daddy and just drove off. Do you think it's fine? Or what do you think I should do? I trust you. She's going to be like, what's your problem?
Perfect. Okay, so we'll leave that there for
Okay, love.
Tina. Okay, next question.
Okay.
What is the worst thought that you've ever had during sex?
Oh my God, why are you ugly? You know when you get too close to someone's face and you're realizing that you're so uninterested and you're like, whoa, you just got ugly?
I was thinking like my answer is probably like, I don't want to be here.
Of course, naturally.
Which is like
Naturally. I mean, I spent years of my life having sex with men, so that is not foreign to me. Or like, why do you have that? Like, what is that?
Get that thing away from me.
Literally get that. If that looks me in the fucking eye one more time, I'm going to shoot you.
Which celebrity has tried to flirt with you that was clearly in a relationship?
Okay, I'm gonna text.
That fucking face.
I'm gonna text. Okay. All right. This is Cara. I have to text Cara something. Wait, that's so funny. Okay. I have to text Cara. By the way, a new song on my album is about you, ... And I was, okay, she'll love this. Okay, this is going to be so hilarious because my last text to Cara was, I literally hate being alive. I'm so mad all the time and so sad. I hate being around people. Are you doing okay? I feel so depressed.
Did she answer?
She sent me a slew of
I thought she left you on red. I was like, holy
Imagine. She's like, fuck you, bitch. No, she sent me a slew of the most like inspirational best texts. This bitch is like my sister. But I haven't responded to those because she sent them since I got here.
Wait, so you sent these today?
Yeah, of course. Not doing well. I just won't be responding to all of the beauty
Nothing.
And wisdom that my dear friend has just texted me. I'm saying, by the way, a new song on my album is about you. I'm going to put a winky face.
She's going to freak out, right?
She's going to be like, do you not care about everything supportive I just texted you? She's like, I love you. I'm here for you.
She's like, do you still want to die? And you're like, no, we're past
I'm like,
it.
no, I'm alive now. I'm alive now. Okay.
By the way. Okay, perfect. Okay, Next. Have you ever made a sex tape?
Yes.
What has been your biggest crash out?
2 days ago.
Or this morning?
This morning. Tomorrow. Really. All the time. I'm constantly in a state of crashing out.
Which older celebrities
Yeah.
have made you hate old people? She's gonna text.
I'm gonna text because I don't want you bitches coming for me because I don't like y'all, so I don't want to hear from you.
Okay, one more text and then we're moving on.
Oh wait, Cara did text me back. Bro, she's so cute. She said in all caps, what? Which one? Liar. She's like, wait, what's going on? Tell me.
Oh my God, wait. Now she's probably going to be like so sad.
Wait, oh my God, how do I say there's not a song about her?
Oh my God.
Okay, I have to call her after this because she's going to be like, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, wait, that's so
my
sad.
God,
I thought it was going to more like scare someone because obviously the album is about like fuck you vibes.
Of course.
But she's thinking you're like writing like a ballad to her that's like gorgeous and lovely and like you're saying how much you love her.
Of
and
course.
now you have to actually do the harder thing and be like, no,
Oh my God.
there's no fucking song.
Yeah, what's it called?
Okay, who are you texting?
Yeah, let's see. Kesha. Okay, I can text. Now that's a down ass bitch. I
Okay.
can text her something and she'll get it.
Okay.
Respond. Bro, I accidentally said your name during sex last night. I'm overthinking this. What do you think it means? Okay. So she'll love it. She'll be like, "Girl, you're a free spirit." I accidentally said your name during sex last night. What does this mean? I'm overthinking it.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, done. Wait, Cara said, hello, I have to know. Is it mean? Is it sexy? Is it fun? Oh my God.
She's spiraling.
She's like, literally, what is it about, bitch?
She's spiraling. Okay, what?
Literally the love of my life. Tina said, I would say stop and just be regular and exchange insurance. But how far are you away now?
Tina Fey, I love you.
Thoughtful.
So thoughtful.
Literally thoughtful.
Wait, that's so fucking sweet.
That is so thoughtful.
That's like the best fucking response someone, because she didn't implicate herself. She's saying to do the right thing, but then also being a homie of like, but how far are you?
She's so responsible.
Okay, close your phone, and then when you get a notification from one of those people, you have to read us the answer.
Okay, perfect. Cool.
Okay, let's talk about your girlfriend, Toa.
Yes.
Sorry, you're at home with your crutches.
I know, poor thing.
But let's talk about her.
Yeah.
What first attracted you to each other?
Well, we were friends for a really long time. And I think like what made me want to be her friend, to be honest, was she's such a talented musician. And there's something about a musician that like I am just so, I like, your brain works in a way that I understand. And musicians are always also so like deep, like tortured people that I'm like, we gotta be friends. We gotta be friends. Like we have to know each other. So and honestly, I really admired her a lot. Like I was like, she is so smart and just like really naturally good. Like you see like a natural talent and you just kind of know. So I really wanted her. I just like kind of wanted to be in her space and like in her orbit.
Who made the first move?
She would deny this and say that it was me. But I feel like it was her.
Why?
Because actually, no. Okay, thinking back, I think in her defense, I'm pretty sure we kind of both decided with each other. We definitely did.
Heavy flirting.
We definitely did. Not even, just kind of, we started to like relax around each other, actually. Like we started to relax around each other. Like I think also because she's really talented and really cool, just to be honest, she was always so intimidating to me. And once I kind of started to relax.
Oh no, who?
Tina, she said, oh my God, I love her so much.
What did she say?
She said, when you say someone, you mean a car, right?
She thinks you hit a person.
She thinks I hit a person. She thinks I hit a small family of 5.
Should we respond? We need to respond to
wait.
like relax her. Just say, I just had to send that. It's a joke on Call Her Daddy. We love you.
Oh my God.
Everyone is alive.
First of all, I'm so sorry. This is such a joke. I'm doing Call Her Daddy. And
I'm not okay.
of a fishbowl.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Tinder. Daddy Gang. You know that feeling of finding an amazing hole-in-the-wall restaurant when you're traveling to a foreign city? There is truly nothing better than having the best meal of your life surrounded by locals where nobody knows you're a tourist. Well, with Tinder's help, you can have more moments like that and get a true taste of the local life. Tinder's passport mode can be the best travel companion when you're looking for a local tour guide in any city in the world. Try Tinder Passport globally to connect locally during your travels or even before you start packing, all while making traveling to a new place feel easier. With Tinder's help, add more plans to your itinerary by matching with a local and setting a date to see the city through their eyes. Passport mode is also a great way to help immerse yourself deeper into the culture and have more authentic experiences while traveling. With Passport mode, there's so much to discover. Explore all of the possibilities for yourself. Tinder, it starts with a swipe. Download Tinder today.
Last time we spoke,
Yes.
you told me, quote, I have dated so many people in the same fucking font.
Yeah.
If you went through the roster of 2021, they're all siblings.
Yes.
Does Toa fit the mold?
No.
Really?
No.
Wait, visually?
Visually, personality,
All of it.
everything. No. Like
switched
she's
up.
not to be so insufferably in love, but like she is really one of one. There is like truly, I've never met another person like her. I don't think another person like her exists. Like in every sense of the word. She is like physically so singular. Like she's the most beautiful thing in the whole wide world. She's like so stunning. And it's just subjective. Like we always say, like, we're always like, she's not like, you can be gay, you can be straight, you can be a big, burly, like cis man. Everybody thinks she's hot because she's objectively really fine. She's everybody's type. So like she's got her own thing there. As a person, she is not at all like anyone I've ever dated. She's like so secure and loving and supportive and wants nothing from me except to like love me and be with me. And has been so like thoughtful about that, which I really, really appreciate. And I think she also appreciates too. And she understands because like she's an artist, so she gets it. But yeah, she's just like, she's just so, yeah, she's so one of one. I think everybody else that I've dated has been really, I don't know if the people that I've dated have actually liked me or if they've just like been with me like for fun because it like feels good and it's exciting. Again, like a jungle gym. Like everything is like a fucking play day to everybody.
She doesn't care.
No, she's like, I couldn't give less of a fuck about what you do with all due respect. Being with her has just made me realize how unsupportive the rest of my relationships were.
I mean, you can even just like tell like how calm you are.
Yeah.
You can just tell you're very at ease with her.
Beyond. There's no one I would rather be around or spend my time with.
You guys moved in together.
Mm-hmm.
How did you know you were ready for that?
Like, we were spending so much time together anyway that we were like, why do we pay for two separate places? Like, this is so silly. Like, why are we wasting money? And also, I don't know. There's something about like in like gay relationships, it feels very like roommate-y almost. And I was like, dude, like you gotta be my roommate. Like, what are we on about? Like, this is like, we have to do this.
Okay, wait, do you have a PSA for any lesbians listening of like knowing when is the right time to move in with your partner?
Bitch, I've had people move in with me against my will. So I am not the one to give advice because I can't even control. Oh my God, I can't even control it. Yeah, it's like oh my fucking God. I'd be like, hey, can I have a moment of space? Would that be all right? And it would be met with like, you don't want to be around me, so you hate me. That's really fucked up. Like, you just like did it. I'd be like, wait, but like, this is my house. Can you please, like, can I actually sleep in my own bed, please?
And then you start looking around and all of their stuff is already moved in. You're like, wait, when did we have the conversation
like,
you were moving in?
How did this happen? How did this happen? But Toa and I, we like waited a minute to move in, like over a year to move in with each other because there's a seriousness with which we both took our relationship from the jump and then on. I think because we both knew immediately that we were really going to try and put our best foot forward and be like the best partner for each other because we both really wanted it to work. So I think in taking the time to decide to move in with each other, it actually allowed us to like grow closer because we were so secure in ourselves and in our own decisions that we were able to then do it together. Because like, don't get me wrong, sometimes rushing into things is the way, and sometimes it works. Like, sometimes it works and sometimes you know and you run free. But I had just been in a situation where I was like, yo, I have no life. My life is lost. I can't even fucking like wear the outfits I want to wear. Like, I'm scared. So I also didn't trust my judgment. I was like, I don't know. But I wanted it to work with her desperately because I was so in love with her. So I think we just like took every precaution.
Dude, that's amazing though.
Yeah.
The fact that you now are able to be like, we live together, it's going amazing. And I did the opposite of everything I've done in previous relationships. I took it so fucking slow that by the time we moved in together, we were like, duh.
Yeah, we were like,
it's about
oh my God.
fucking time.
We were like, why are we paying for two places?
Right.
Like,
You're
this is kind of outrageous. I'm like, we're like camping between like cribs. I'm like, this is so stupid, bro. But also I think it was important.
Yeah.
I think it was important.
Random pivot.
Yeah, sure.
Can we talk about some straight men?
Why? Why?
Who? Do you have any straight male friends?
Yeah, I definitely have some and I could count them on one hand.
You're like on one finger, actually.
I'm like, I fuck with my dad.
Okay.
No, I have a few.
Okay. I feel like this is the year for a lot of women of like decentering men from our lives, which is probably a really good thing.
Right. Crazy.
I want to hear your opinion on just like a few.
Go.
Let's start with like a basic, easy layup.
Love.
How do you feel about Brad Pitt?
I'm envisioning something in my mind, and I need to make sure that this is Brad Pitt before I start talking. Because if it's not, then I'm not sure.
Renee,
hang on.
you're lying to my face right now. Stop.
I gotta look it up. I just need to make sure. I just watched a movie. Yes. Oh my God, this is him. Okay, Brad Pitt. Love. Here's why. I love him in Ocean's 11 because I love his style. It's really nice. I like want that closet. He also always has a toothpick, like spoken like a true dyke. I'm like, he looks so fine in that movie. I just watched it with T for the first time. She was like, you got to get into like some boy movies. I was like, no, I don't. And then she showed me that. I was like, this is kind of nice. I think he looks really good in that movie. So I like him.
He is objectively gorgeous.
That's about all I know, but I really like what I've seen.
Okay, the cheating CEO from the Coldplay concert.
I don't really understand that whole fiasco because I don't really think that's on my side of the internet. Like I've heard rumor.
He brought a woman at his company
Right.
to a Coldplay concert who is not his wife.
And that's how they were on the video?
Every time Chris Martin, the Coldplay man, sings one of these songs, Yellow, something, whatever.
Of course, Look at the Stars.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I know him.
Yeah. Okay, great. You know him. So then they put a camera on a really cute looking couple. He's holding her at the waist.
That's why. Okay.
Swaying back and forth.
Yeah.
They get caught. They physically jump to the ground and hide. Then it's found out that he has a full wife, kids, was fully cheating, took his mistress to the Coldplay concert. How do we feel about this man?
Not loving, dare I say hating.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get one thing straight. That's fucking crazy. Yo, everybody makes mistakes, but that's insane. Oh my God, when you have a family,
No, you're a piece of shit. He wrote an apology, Renee, and in the apology at the end, he basically kind of like blames Coldplay.
Like a public apology?
Yeah, he wrote a public apology.
Oh my God, you're not the Pope? What are you doing? Wait, he made like a Notes app apology? He's like an influencer who got canceled for saying a slur. What are we doing? Is this real?
How do you feel about Obama?
Really, really good looking guy.
Right?
To bag Michelle Obama? Hey, yo. To bag Michelle Obama? You got to be doing something right.
Travis Kelce.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I definitely know who that is.
Because of Taylor Swift.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
Oh my God. Literally roll over. I'm so sorry. Roll over. Roll over. And I know y'all are checking the internet now and you're checking people's phones when they go through customs and you're doing all that bullshit. Roll over. Roll over. Get fucked. All y'all. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It is so fucking embarrassing. You are despicable. Despicable. It makes me so livid. Everyone who is in power is such a fucking joke.
Have you seen people who drive Teslas and they have the sticker on the
I
back
saw
of their
one
Tesla
yesterday.
where they're like, I bought this, I promised before.
I saw one yesterday and I loved it.
I know. My sister-in-law has it. I like rolled up to her house yesterday. I was like, queen.
Saw it and loved it.
Okay, you recently said that sex is amazing for you right now.
Yeah.
Tell us, the daddy gang, like what could we be doing better?
I don't take SSRIs anymore. For me personally, I was like, I'm good on it. I don't think that I want that at that point in my life. That helped. And also I stopped taking birth control because that shit is poison.
Let's transition to a different type of sex.
'Kay.
Sex lives of college girls.
Right.
We made it.
Sex.
Okay. Explain to me.
Yes.
What happened? Why did you depart?
It was just so fun. It was so
You're like,
fun.
who texted me?
And like, it was so fun. It was awesome.
What was the final straw? Come on.
It was just so fun. It was just so fun.
Did you sign an NDA?
I've signed many. I've signed many, bro.
How did Renee,
Genuinely, I have signed many. Yeah.
how did people take it on the show when you announced that you were leaving?
Fine.
They were like, get out, bitch.
Fine. Yeah. Like, I think totally fine.
They were ready for you to go.
I think that sometimes you just know.
Mhm.
Sometimes you just know. Also, like, nothing on a set is ever a secret. Like, at least it's really hard to do that. Like, also, I was the last one finding out about things, so I think that I don't really think anybody cared, to be honest. I'm sure somebody did, but I don't care.
The lyric in your new song says, quote,
Yes.
I took my sex life with me.
Yeah.
Now the show ain't fucking.
Yeah.
Did anyone try to stop you from putting that lyric in the song?
No.
Okay, so I love everyone around you.
No. God forbid I use wordplay. God forbid a girl uses wordplay. I look, similar to all the bullshit. Like, what am I to do if not like make music that is genuinely reflective of my life? It just is.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by T-Mobile. Have you ever met someone and they're the total package, right? Well, that's what it's like being with T-Mobile. You will not believe what you can get with Magenta Status, Daddy Gang. First off, it's amazing coverage, okay? You're connected wherever life takes you. At home, overseas, in the air, even off the grid. Plus, you get unbeatable value from day one. And that's not even the best part. You can get perks on travel, dining, concerts, streaming, and more. With T-Mobile, you're a member with Magenta Status from day one, Daddy Gang. So experience amazing value, next level connectivity, and access to exclusive benefits. With T-Mobile, you can have it all. No more settling. We do not settle, Daddy Gang. I love having T-Mobile because it means I have access to Wi-Fi on planes, which is without a doubt necessary right now. Even as I'm heading off to a random trip, I'm like, boom, tuning in, boom, thank you, T-Mobile. Plus, with Magenta Status, there are amazing restaurant perks. And when I'm in a new city, I always want to try and just get the best local cuisine. So experience Magenta Status at T-Mobile.com/benefits. Okay, I'm going to ask you a lot of random questions.
Go.
Now that these aren't already random.
Go, please.
And I
please,
just want
please,
your
please.
answers.
Okay, give me.
What's the most recent things your friends have made fun of you for?
I said recently to all of my friends that I was like, you guys, let's get real. Like, I'm the glue. And they were like, excuse you? And I was like, I know it's bitchy. I understand it sounds conceited, but I need you guys to all get fucking serious and tell me, like, let's talk about it. I'm the glue. Like, I'm making the plans. I'm holding this bitch together. And all my friends were like, you are so fucking crazy. That is such an obscene thing to say. And I was like, just chew on it and then come back to me. Let me know if you think I'm the glue. Everyone, whether reluctant or not, agreed that in a sense I am the glue. But I did get clowned for it.
And because you're making such like a pretty big statement about yourself.
Of course.
But it's honest.
And I'm not saying I'm God's gift. I'm just saying, like,
you're the glue.
I make a dinner reservation every once in a while.
And that's huge in a friend group.
That's big. I'm like, what are we doing? You know? Everybody's like, should we do this? Should we do this? I'm like, no, let's go.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Sure.
Ellen DeGeneres.
Right.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Right.
Jojo Siwa.
Oh my God. Okay, well, marry Ellen DeGeneres. Nemo is my favorite film of all time. And that is single-handedly one of the best voiceover acting jobs we have seen and maybe we'll ever see to date. There is truly nothing like it, and we are not talking about it enough. Marry Ellen in this scenario or any.
Okay.
Who are the other ones?
Rosie O'Donnell and Jojo Siwa.
For the purpose of this exercise, oh my God, I'll fuck on Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay. So we're killing Jojo.
Yeah.
Okay.
But God bless.
God bless.
God bless.
God bless. Okay. What would you do if you were forced to have dinner with a straight white man whose personality revolved around Joe Rogan being his religion?
I need you to tell me something. Who the fuck is Joe Rogan? Because I saw a TikTok using his name today, and I was like, what is that? And that was not the first time I'd heard this name, but I'm not sure who that is. He's not in Ocean's 11.
No,
Who is this?
Have you ever watched Fear Factor?
No, what's that?
Do you know what the UFC is?
What is this? The UFC, like UFC fights? He's a fighter?
Well, I don't know. He has a podcast.
He's my height. I guess you don't have to be tall to be a fighter.
We're moving
Okay.
on.
Yeah.
You and Amy Poehler recently bonded over disliking boys who do backflips. Okay, is Benson Boone the exception or is he the reason for the trauma?
God damn it. Okay. I literally, I texted Benson about this because I was like, listen, God damn it. I was like, first of all, Amy and I's conversation,
Okay.
obsessed with her.
Love.
There's truly nobody better. The duo of her and Tina together is one that will go down in history. They are the nicest
best.
people alive and so fucking funny. This conversation with Amy and I came from somehow. We started talking about SVU, which I know that you just don't even get me started on Rishk.
No.
Don't even fucking talk to me about Rishk.
She walked in here.
I-
life changed.
Was
Renee.
freaking out. I was freaking out.
Renee.
I thought I was gonna literally off myself. I was like,
Imagine me meeting her.
not Rishk.
Shit myself.
Woo! I was like, oh my God, I watch her every night.
She is everything.
No, she's perfect.
Okay,
She's perfect.
so
Anyway,
you're talking about SVU.
We're talking about SVU, and then we got into how much I love Christopher Maloney, and then we started talking about this picture of Christopher Maloney in a split for a Men's Health spread at one point.
God.
And I was like, look at this. He's in a split. I love Christopher Maloney, but I was like, I don't like when guys do splits. And so we started talking about flexible men. And I said that the reason for me disliking when men do like flips or splits or tricks or little like acrobatic things, it reminds me of the musical theater straight boy who is not very talented but bags every hot bitch in the cast in high school.
Okay.
This is an archetype in musical theater
Okay.
that disrupts me to my core. And they're always flipping, or they always have a trick. They can always do an aerial or something. And they're not talented, but they can flip. And so I get deeply disturbed when men do splits or anything acrobatic now, because I'm like, this is taking me back to a place that I worked really hard to escape from.
So Benson is the exception.
Benson can flip. Listen,
He's not the reason for the trauma.
no, my God, no. Listen, he can flip. He can flip all he wants.
What straight behavior should be illegal?
All of it.
Okay. You're stuck in a group therapy session
Sure.
with your most recent ex, your hometown homophobe, and your childhood bully. Who do you make cry first?
I'm like totally going for my childhood bully. That one's been like waiting a long time coming. That one's been a long time. Actually, wait, I take it back. I kind of forgive her.
Really?
I don't know. The childhood thing is difficult because I am a full believer that kids are assholes and kids are not only like going through so much shift, but also like hate themselves at the same time as like trying to figure out who they are. So I do have some like grace there. So maybe I wouldn't make my childhood bully cry because I would get it a little bit. I'd be like, it's okay, all good, people can change. I don't know. I might hit a 3-peat. I might get them like all at once. I might be like, y'all all fucking busted. Ugly, not talented, boring. Just do. Yeah.
Take them all out.
All out at once.
I love that for you.
Yeah.
Closure.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
What is the most lesbian thing about you?
I genuinely think the most lesbian thing about me is, it's so funny. I think like Toa said this to me the other day. She was like, you are so fucking gay. She was like, you are so much gayer than I am. And I was like, excuse me. I was like, what are you talking about? Look at you. I was like, are we dead ass right now? And she was like, no, you are so much gayer than I am. And I was like, why? And she was like, you are so deeply repulsed by dick. It is insane. And it's true. I like can't even, it makes my stomach turn. It makes me sick to my stomach. I don't understand it. I can't get behind it. I don't like the shape. I don't like the fact that it's I hate it. It makes me like deeply upset and like sick to my stomach. Are you aware of something called dorking?
No.
Yeah, don't be. Well, you might be fine with this. It's, oh my God, I'm like getting like viscerally sick thinking about it.
What
it's
is
like
it?
it's like where like people with like dicks like, oh, they like twerk with they like dance basically. I just found out about it and I was like, you all are fucking repulsive. You have to stop that right now. I feel assaulted just by hearing it. Just by hearing
they're
it.
swinging their wieners around.
Hate. I like can't do it. And there's like, I think like when you're like so like gay or so like lesbian, you can like make jokes about it and it's like he. I'm like, no, literally not at all. It makes me sick to my stomach. I've like just warmed up to it to where I like can hear it. But I think that's the most lesbian thing about me is it makes me viscerally upset. Like there's like a deep
It's like
fear.
a guttural.
It's
like,
really, yeah.
It's coming up.
I'm like, literally stop it right now.
We're moving on. Let's talk about your music.
Oh, sure.
How did you feel with the internet harassing you that you weren't coming out with music fast enough?
It's nice. It's nice. I think it's really, to be honest, for me, it was really actually quite affirming to know that people care, because I live in my head pretty much 24/7. Like I was texting Cara earlier and I was like, I'm literally so depressed I can't like do anything. I don't want to move. I live in my head all the time. So seeing that fans of mine like were like super funny about asking for new music and also really like endearing, I was like, honestly, I gotta be real, like that feels so nice to hear.
And were you ever feeling pressured, like, fuck, I need to hurry up and write and get stuff out? Or no, you were like, it's coming?
Yes, but not by them.
Okay.
Not by them.
Why? By
at
who?
all. Just like, I think like a lot of people who I work with were like, okay, let's like put something out. And I was like, fuck, okay, I have to. And then I was like, wait, own free will. Just remembered I have it.
Yeah.
No, not going to.
Wait, and how long did you spend writing this album?
Almost 2 years.
2 years. So during this whole hiatus, you've been like slowly working on this. So it wasn't like a 1 week you banged it out and then you're like, okay, put it up.
No, oh my God. It was a long process. And frankly, I would have taken so much longer if everybody hadn't been like, hey, about that time.
How you doing?
But I live in my head 24/7. So I would sit and ruminate on songs for the next 10 years if you let me.
Yeah.
You know?
What lyric from this album were you the most conflicted about putting out?
Well, the general answer is like all of them.
Yeah.
Because there's like a difference. So when I'm like writing them, I love writing very personally and like very how I feel, because that's what it's meant to be, right? And then months later down the line, I start to get like, oh my God, like I have to release like every single like good, bad, amazing, embarrassing part about me that I've put on this album out into the world and just let everyone have it and hope that they will receive it with open arms, understanding, and like see me as a full person. And I think that's where it starts to get a bit scary if I think about it too much.
What is one song that was possibly not going to make it on?
We almost didn't. Well, Wouldn't You? We like that Wouldn't You is the last song that I was like, okay, we can put this on the album.
But I feel like that was good because it like concluded it almost.
That's kind of the conclusion that we came to.
Yeah.
We wrote that song when I was really, really, really stressed. And I was on a trip in Nashville writing. And also I think like Wouldn't You, like the cheeky line about like I would never cheat again. That was another one where like writing it, I was like, oh my God, this feels so good to like get all of this shit out. I feel so like relieved to be able to like poke fun at something so horrible that happened to me and make light of it, and something that I did at one point that I'm not proud of. Like I was like, this feels so fucking good to get out. And then like months later, I was like, oh my God, like what if it isn't received in the right way? Oh my God, like I can't, like I don't know if I want to put that much of my personal life out there. I don't know what I did. And then ultimately what I always come back to is just like, no one knows every intimate detail of my life. That is how it should be. That is okay. I made something that I am really proud of. And as a songwriter and an artist, I want to make things that are who I am holistically as a person. So anytime I start to like tweak out about something or get worried about like putting a line on, I'm like, yeah, but like this is what I do, and this is my job, and this is what I love, and this is also how I like expressing myself. And also I poke fun at bullshit I do all the time.
Yeah.
So like I'm gonna also do that in music because it is what it is.
Do you ever give exes a heads up that they will be talked about?
No, I don't talk to them.
Okay.
No.
What is Toa's favorite song on the album?
I'm calling her. Hi, sweetie. Hey, can I ask you a question? What is your favorite song on my album, and why is it everything? But also, if you had to pick one specific song, what would you say that it is? Okay, she said it's either That's So Funny or At Least I'm Hot. Good choices, sweets. Good choices. Okay, I love you. Oh, or Shy. Okay, she loves the whole thing.
Okay.
She loves the whole. God forbid she has taste. I love you. Okay, bye.
What songs are you most excited to perform for your fans?
I'm really excited to perform Shy. I think Shy is so...
It's really good.
Oh, God. That's just like... I'm like such a sucker for like a really nice hook and a good chord progression.
Okay,
So
but
Shy,
Gone...
I know.
You know how I feel about you with like your singing. Like last time when you sang for us, I was like crying because your voice, Renee, you could strip every single fucking instrument out, and your voice, my jaw is to the floor every fucking time. So when I heard Gone, I was like, there she is, there she is. No, it's truly like, thank you for giving us this piece of work, and thank you for sitting down with me again, and we need to do it again in 2 fucking years.
Thanks, dude. I know we do it every 2 years.
Every 2 years. It's like a little tradition. We'll see where you're at next.
Love.
Maybe in 2 years you'll come out with another album. Maybe
Probably.
4.
Fuck.
It'll take you a little longer maybe next time.
God damn it.
Shorter.
I don't know.
No.
I don't know, bro. Maybe.
Dude, thank you.
Thanks, man.
You're amazing.
Thanks for having
Love
me.
you.